Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Today we will know about the history of United States, Part 12. Just stratifications unsurvey and in code economics, history, and regulation and legality and social good and even and humanitarianism of further of there are agreements and defenders of salary erosion that were decided to have and into the self and economic would be profound and killing and economics and in fact in the South Cham where reference one's health and labor was in foundation their economics. They also agreed that it is salaries and were faded and there would and be hided that this widespread and unemployment and chose and really gives activities and slipped one salary with the Methodist and Baptist and dividing into the northern and southern denominations in the north and Methodist and congratulations and Quakers and encalled by abolitionist democracies and specifically among women and activities. The Catholic and Spacek couple and Lutheran and demonizations and largely ignored. The Savley uses and comprise 1815 and popular sovereignty and this the uses of sovereignty in the new and territories was and seemingly and settled by the compromise of 1850 brought by Hoy Henry and Clay and democrated and Stephen Rollax and the compromise and in called the admissions of California as a free state in exchange for federal and restriction one severely and placed one Utah, or Mexico. The point of her contention was an fulgative self-act and which increased and federal and enforcement and required event and free state of cooperated in turning over forgetting and self they are honors and abilities sense and pronounced won the act to attacks and servely as in the best and selling and sell servely and novel Uncle Thompson's cabin with Harwich and Brancer Store and the compromise of 1820 was replaced in 1854 with the Canas and Nebraska Act and promoted by Senator and Douglas in the name of popular answerability and democracy and each and permitted and voters to dedicate to one the legality and of servability in the age and territory and allowed and out to the draft and natality to in use the observably anti and severity forces rose in anger and alarms and forming the new republican part of for and until and continued rose to the arcanas and to the sadly of our town resulting in miniature and civil war and they building Kana city but where the late in 1850 among the Republican and party and dominated nearly while the northern state and those electoral college it's instated that Sably would be never and below allowed the and expanded and those would be what solely and die out. The southern and suburban and based and societies had become wealthy based one they are cotton and other agriculture and commodity and protection and some and particular and provided from the internal and south and trade and northern cities and such as and Boston and New York and regional industry we are the economically too sharply by making banking and shipping and manufacturing and including textile mills by 1860 there were 4 million themselves in the south near height time as many was there were nationality, right? And in 1700, at the plantations, we are the highly and profitable due to the heavy and European demand for cotton was most and profit invest in the new lands and in purchasing more than unsavely largely and down to the declaring tobacco and league in for all of the nations and past 72 years and self-holder served with President of the United States and during to the period only save holdings and presenting we are the elected to second terms in addition and southern and state and benefit by they are increased and appointment in Congress due to the partial and counting of self in the their population self and revelations by Gabriel Frozer and Denmark and Bracy and Nat Turner and most 1831 and most and famously by John Brown and 1859 and causes the fear in the White South which imposed and stricter oversight of South and reduction the rights and of free blacks. The Fracture of South Act of 1850 required the state to the corporate with the self and honor when the attempting to recover and expects self which an outraged and northerners and formally an aspect and solve that enriched and known self and the state and presumes and to the extent and manufactured and freedom under the Mississippi and confess and to the Supreme Courts in 1857 decision dear court and Stanford near ruled and their Missouri and comprehensive was the unconstitutional and Republicans said and this decision and threatened to make answerably a nation in situation. Um, After Abraham Lincoln was in the 1860 election, seven Southern started as seceded from a union and set up a new nations and Confederate of America and Confederacy on February 1808 and 1861. It attacked Fort and Summer U.S. Army from in South and California and those in igniting the war when Lincoln called and troops to support the Confederacy in April 1861. Foremost and state and seconded the adjoint and Confederacy. A few of the more northmost and south and state did not second and became now borders. Straight these were and they are Maryland and Kentucky and Missouri. They are portraying the war and North porting and Virginia, United Confederacy and they became a new Indian state and West Virginia. West Virginia is unusually associated with border and state. The Civil War began April in 12 and 1861 when the Confederate and Procast attacked the U.S. military installation at Fort and submitted in South California in response and Lincoln called by the state and to send troops we returned food and protect and the capital and preserve the union which in the view still and excited in fact and despite it with the action of ascending state the true Indians and that had here the first and major crash at the first battle of the would be much and longer and boundaryless than originally interpreted. Thank you for watching my videos. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for upcoming videos. Goodbye.